Hello to our favorite listeners and viewers. Welcome back again on another episode of the news analysis. I'm sure we've watched the previous episode where my colleague, Pastor Jimo Alfred, casted earlier, and it was a wonderful news section. Thank you so much, sir. So I remain your host, Ajayi Adenike, and this news is actually very packed. It's packed with a lot of headlines that we need to actually know and we need to discuss, considering some of it are in line with prophecies that are fulfilling. And we are just going to go over each of the news, just throw a little here and there on the news highlights. So we'll be starting with, like you put it, audacious Trump. Like the audacity for me.
Yes, he has audacity to
He
do
has
anything.
Imagine him trying to like acquire. You know, normally we know that people acquire lands, they
Yeah.
acquire property, but
Yeah.
I've never heard where people acquire a whole country, like a whole city, like acquiring. Who are they going to pay the money to?
Well,
Are they going to acquire it with US dollars? Who are they giving the money to? And the people that are there, are they going to be evacuated or given new homes to live in? I'm just trying to wrap my head around all this, but let's just talk a bit about this.
thank you very much. Let me say a big shout out there for all our followers, our listeners on this program. Like I used to say, we do appreciate all of you, and we encourage you to continue to follow us on this channel, on this station, and also share our programs, like and share them all the time. Well, as I said in that news, Trump is appearing so audacious. In fact, when you hear some things that come out of him and the way he's moving, I see him as having the characteristic of the man Antichrist himself. I'm not saying he's the Antichrist now, but he has somebody. The Bible tells us the Antichrist will at one point enter into the temple in Israel and declare himself to be God. Isn't that audacious? So this man is very audacious. Now he wants to acquire strategic points, and for Bible and prophetic scholars, like we often say, we know the reason why all of these are happening, because the war is coming, the war of Armageddon, and all nations that matters in the world, they are preparing for this war. So everybody is looking for a strategic position of the world where he's going to occupy and put his ammunition so that he will be at advantage. Now talking about Trump trying to acquire some portions of land, some nations. If you go down through the the history of America, you will see that the whole land that is called America today, some patches of the land of America were also acquired by their forefathers, either through war or through negotiation and things like that. I think the same thing Trump wants to do now. But the thing that is surprising people about it is that we have long gone beyond that one. Civilization have come, and a whole lot of things have happened between the world has moved away from what happened when their forefathers were acquiring the land. Can you imagine Trump having the audacity to say that he wants to acquire the fourth largest country in the world, that is Canada, which is already a fledgling democracy, which is already a fledgling economy, and everything is, and he wants to reduce them to the 51st and the 52nd state, the mere federated state of America. And and not only that one, we can understand his desire to acquire maybe Greenland, which is a small like island that stand in a strategic position for him to be able to defend America. But the people of Greenland have already said that Greenland is not for sale. They are not going to accept that one. Now to jump out of America and move on to the land of Palestine and say he wants to acquire it simply because Israel is there and a very good ally of America. So all of this look absurd to anybody in the present situation. But because of his audacity, he's planning this one. But how feasible, how achievable this will be for him is left to be seen.
Time will tell, and we are all watching to see how that is going to play out.
Yeah.
So, for the second news highlight, astronomers discover a new planet that can actually replace, it serves an alternative.
Today.
I was actually I made a post yesterday, and we were talking about lessons learned, and I said that we need to be updated in this world. If not, we'll be outdated.
That's right.
And I just made a comment like, if you are not updated, you will just wake up one day and see that the whole world have moved to another planet. And you know, when you mentioned it, I just smiled within me that look at what I just said. Because now they found another planet Earth, another planet that can serve as an alternative. And before you know, people can decide, oh, I'm tired of it. Just like they decide, okay, I want to relocate to the UK, to the US, and all that.
They can begin to japa.
Japa, no, now the Japa is not now within countries.
That's
now
right.
It's now within planets.
That's right. That's right.
And people start colonizing the other planets, and now I wonder how much they are going to pay to move to another planet. So I just want us to just talk a bit of
yeah. You see, the two things are factors that is encouraging this. One, the resources in this planet Earth has been overused, and the resources that are being used on this planet Earth is also affecting the atmosphere of planet Earth, causing what is called the global warming. And the fear of the global warming is making astronomers to begin to look for other places that could be habitable, in case this war against global warming is not achieved in real times. So that is why they are doing this one. And fortunately, astronomers, they are discovering a whole lot of them. I think on the list there are about 4 or 5 or 6 planets that have been so discovered. Now, fortunately, for what makes this one this WOF 1069b to be very unique and important and sound among them is the fact it is closeness to Earth, to planet Earth, which is 31 light years. Then 2, the atmosphere, the presence of water, the possibility of presence of water and the atmosphere in that place, and the soil in that place. So it's making it to be, and the size of it is it's almost double the size of planet Earth.
Wow.
Meaning that if they are able to go there, they will have a whole lot of place to be able to navigate themselves. And also, you are talking about how much they are going to pay. It's not going to be a question of paying. It will be a question of how you reach there. And those who first reach there are going to be the owner of that place.
Right. Okay. We also watch and see.
Yeah.
Watch and see.
Yeah.
Now.
But sorry, before you move on.
Okay.
Yeah. Watching and seeing. As Bible scholars and prophecy followers, we know that all of this is not likely going to happen. Because why? These are galaxies. These are planets that God has created. He did not create it for the evil people of the world to come and do. Probably these are part of the things that God said, I have not seen, ear have not heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man what God has. These are places that God is likely going to put his children after rapture. You go and dominate this planet, you go and rule over this one. So before they could get to move to these planets, God is also planning his own. So God is going to do something. And what is that thing that we're expecting to happen is the rapture of the elect. So after God rapture is elect and the Antichrist comes in, then the whole system will change.
That's right. Thank you very much for that, sir. So the pyramid, the Great Pyramid in Egypt, let's put it that way, the Great Pyramid, the only one that is still standing from the 7 wonders of the world,
of the ancient world.
Yeah. So you've already shed a lot of light on it, and I just want us to highlight the significance of that pyramid being there, still standing now in line with prophecy.
Yeah, well, the significance of it is that, number one, is that whatever God wants to preserve, nothing can destroy it. To know that pyramid was there before the flood of Noah, which was the first direct intervention of God on planet Earth after the creation of Eden. The first time God was going to visit the earth with his wrath was the flood of Noah, and that pyramid was standing there. There is still mystery shrouded around who are the people that built it. That will be a subject for another day. But the significance of it is that it was built, and God allowed it to withstand the flood. Not only the flood, there have been earthquake, there have been fire all over the places, destroying the remaining six, the other six, like the hanging garden of Babylon and the rest of them. They have been destroyed, but this one is still standing strong. It is because God preserves some things inside it, which time will not permit us to go into the details of it. There are some secrets that are preserved inside it that also matches the Bible. It is said that there is an empty tomb depicted in it, which was depicting the tomb, that is the grave that Jesus is going to leave behind, which will be empty. A whole lot of things in the Bible are inside that pyramid in symbols that it will take the Holy Spirit to decode, which for people to be able to understand. Yeah. So it's a very significant one, because a whole lot of things in the Bible are also found in that pyramid in symbols and pyramid in issues.
That's right. So to the last news headline, Russian missiles failed. Now, what I am thinking about this is, now it's failed. What if it was used in a war?
Mm.
The effect that was achieved now, won't it serve its purpose in war?
No. You see, the like I keep saying, every important nation of the world, they are preparing for a greater war that is going to, like, they are preparing for Third World War. We've had the First World War, we've had the Second World War. We are having different conflagrations all over the places. Spotlight. Flashlights here. Here and there about war. You have had war in the Middle East, war in Ukraine, war in Ethiopia, Congo DR. All of them, the wars are. But beyond all of this, the nations that matter in the world know there is going to be another war, and they are preparing secretly for it. Everybody wants to be at an advantage. The arsenals are already full, and they are trying to review and revive. Remember, of recent I read something about Donald Trump and not Donald Trump, Elon Musk, saying that the arsenal of America has become archaic or something like that. It's become that it needed overhauling, because the ammunitions that are there are outdated. They needed new supersonic. What do they want all of this for? It's for war. Now, to your question, what Russia is doing is to put itself in how do they put it now? Maybe nuclear capability to put it to test, so that when there is need for them to use it, it will not fail them. That is why all these tests. But unfortunately, it failed them now. Now it failed them, it's just a test. What they will do is to go back and redo it, look at where the errors came from, and perfect it and make it until they are able to put it on test and see that it worked perfectly well. Then they will now begin to produce more of it. One significant thing about that missile is the distance it can cover. It means if they launch it in Russia, it can reach the heart of America easily. It can reach the heart of Australia. It can reach anywhere. 11,000 kilometers away from it. It can reach, and it's a very, very gigantic. And they call its name. The name they call it also is very significant. Satan 2. Satan 2. Why Satan 2?
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. I'm sure that this was a wonderful section you've had with us, considering this news headline and what is going on around the world right now. And so, till we meet again next time, please be on your toes, watch and pray, and also prepare for the coming of the Lord, because with all this news, the world is in for a whole lot.
That's right.
And God should just preserve our lives, and we should be counted worthy to escape, because what this world is going to face, it's going to be a lot. And so with that, we wrap up here, and we say thank you for joining us. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Ordained Radio TV, and also follow us on Facebook at Ordained Radio TV, and also listen to us on our radio website at www.ordainradio.com.ng. Thank you for joining us. To meet again next time. Do have a nice week.